Hey, this is Brian Crecente, news editor of Polygon, and I'm here in Quincy, Massachusetts at Irrational Games with Ken Levine, the creative director of Bioshock Infinite. We're here to talk about the game. Now, it's interesting, next gen, we're sort of on the cusp of next gen. One of the things I actually love about your games is that you focus so intently on delivering a specific experience that I think you have the ability to sort of draw a gamer through the experience. Is that something you'd want to keep doing when you have the option to create this sort of broader world?
Look, you could create a broad world. I mean, if you look at our partners over at Rockstar, they create much larger worlds than we do. And they're interested in sort of creating this scope that you can do that. You can do that on a current generation of consoles. You can create huge worlds with a pretty good level of detail. I think what we have been traditionally interested in is going really, using the power of the platform to really go deeper and deeper and deeper into that level of detail. Because for us, what makes the world real is the incredible amount of detail it has. Like if you go into any room, the number of objects in this room, it's insane, compared to a video game. And sometimes if you go into somebody's house or their office or their living room, this tells a great story. And with Infinite, we've sort of done that and then sort of used the processing power again to put more life into the characters in the world. And I think that's something that we would continue to double down on, is our ability to bring you into a narrative and make you a participant and make you feel a connection to people who aren't real.
So I played for probably an hour and a half and was just introduced to Elizabeth. I guess I'm interested in how you developed her as a character and what role she's going to play. When I stopped playing, I hadn't quite really interacted with her in a real way.
You're just actually to get to the part where we have this beach sequence where that was the first time we were with Elizabeth, and she is just completely an AI. And the kind of things she can do, the kind of reactions she can have, the kind of interactions she had with the environment. That was our Normandy beach where we just kept getting mowed down over and over again, where we kept trying her and she kept breaking and trying and breaking. All of our theories are played out in that one area, because it's an area where basically you as Booker can walk around. You're with Elizabeth. We don't force you to do anything. She has her own interests. She goes off and looks at things, but also we don't want her to get too far from you because we want you driving the action. She takes all these opportunistic moments where if you happen to be over here and she happens to be interested in this thing, she'll go over and interact with it. And all that stuff is optional. It's all basically she drives that and you drive it based upon where you go. And that was very experimental, that whole part. And we knew if we got that right, we'd be in good stead for the rest of the game. So we spent a ton of time there. Because the moment you turn, you look at a companion AI and they're doing one of these, right, it's over. They're a robot.
So why go through that effort? Is she, what was your reasoning for wanting to add all of that to her?
Look, what do we want out of games? I mean, I think eventually we want to feel an experience where you have things impact upon you emotionally, where you're engaged, where those sort of barriers start to break down. And that doesn't necessarily mean the most realistic graphics or the most realistic storylines. I mean, Pixar films don't have the most realistic graphics, right? But it's really about, can you break past that uncanny valley of emotion, with a character? Right. And it's going to be little steps along the way. And Elizabeth is sort of our attempt to sort of do that, to feel a connection to somebody.
Do you think, obviously Bioshock had a very big moment that I think everybody felt the same way about it. I mean, it was a very stunning moment in that game that sort of, turned the world on edge a little bit. Is there any moment like that in this game, do you think?
I don't want to talk about, I really try to avoid anything that could spoil the story. I would say that, the world is obviously, based upon Elizabeth's powers, is a fairly fluid place, in Bioshock Infinite. Once you talk about somebody who can alter reality, you're going to have a sense of reality is going to change. But in terms of specific twists or anything, I would say that the goal was always never just to do it for that shock. If you have any sort of moments like that in a game, it has to make you re-examine the whole experience.
Are you satisfied with the way this one ends?
I think the ending of this game it's something we worked very, very, very hard on. And it's something we struggled with and agonized over. And we came away feeling very, very rewarded by the ending. I can't say how the audience is going to react. I can say as a team, it's something that has a lot of resonance for us. But to me, it's the thing I'm probably most proud of in my career.